Egypt, a land of golden sands, towering monuments, and mysteries that have echoed across thousands of years. Even today, when we look at the pyramids rising from the desert, we feel the same awe that ancient travelers must have felt. This was not just a civilization. It was a world shaped by gods, ruled by pharaohs, and built upon a river that gave life where there should have been none. Everything in Egypt began with the Nile. As the sun rose over its waters, families gathered along the banks, watching the river flow like a slow, breathing heartbeat. Every year it flooded, covering the land in dark, fertile soil. Without this miracle, Egypt would have been nothing more than dry desert. But with it, the Egyptians built farms, cities, temples, and pyramids that still stand after more than 4,000 years. To them, the Nile was not just a river. It was a god, a protector, a giver of life. As Egypt grew, so did the power of its rulers. The pharaohs were more than kings. They were believed to be living gods, chosen to maintain balance and order. Their words shaped the destiny of millions. Their decisions determined the fate of the land. When a pharaoh appeared before the people, adorned in gold and wearing the crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, the crowd did not simply see a leader. They saw the voice of the gods walking on earth. To honor their pharaohs, the ancient Egyptians built monuments so grand, so precise, that modern engineering still struggles to explain them. The pyramids of Giza stand as the most iconic reminder of their genius. Imagine the scene: tens of thousands of workers carving massive stones, dragging them across the desert, lifting them into place with ropes and sheer strength. No machines, no modern tools, just human hands and extraordinary dedication. Each block was placed with purpose, ensuring that the pyramid would stand for eternity. And it has. Inside these pyramids, the Egyptians prepared their rulers for the afterlife. They believed death was not the end, but only the beginning of another journey. To make sure the soul could live forever, they developed the art of mummification. It was a ritual filled with prayer, precision, and deep respect. The body was carefully preserved, wrapped in linen, and placed inside a beautifully decorated sarcophagus. Around it, priests filled the tomb with treasures, clothing, food, and even games, everything the pharaoh might need in the next world. But the afterlife was not the only thing that shaped Egyptian culture. Their world was filled with gods powerful, mysterious, and deeply connected to nature. Ra, the mighty sun god, who crossed the sky each day in his golden boat. Isis, the goddess of magic and healing. Osiris, the ruler of the afterlife. And Anubis, the jackal-headed guide who protected the dead. The Egyptians saw these gods in everything: the wind, the water, the stars, and the rising sun. Their temples were built not simply as places of worship, but as bridges between the human world and the divine. One of the most fascinating parts of Egyptian culture was their writing system, hieroglyphics. These symbols, birds, eyes, hands, animals, and shapes, were carved into temple walls, painted on tombs, and written on papyrus scrolls. They tell stories of battles, celebrations, kings, and everyday life. For centuries, the meaning of these symbols was lost until the discovery of the Rosetta Stone allowed modern scholars to read them again. Through hieroglyphics, the ancient Egyptians speak to us across time. Egypt's achievements were not limited to architecture or religion. They created a calendar based on the stars, dividing the year into 365 days. They practiced advanced medicine, using herbs, surgeries, and detailed knowledge of the human body. They excelled in mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. Their ships sailed the Nile, and their trade routes reached far beyond Africa and the Middle East. In every field, they left behind knowledge that influenced the world for generations. Yet, even the greatest civilizations faced challenges. Over the centuries, Egypt was invaded by powerful empires: the Assyrians, the Persians, the Greeks under Alexander the Great, and finally the Romans. Each era brought change, blending cultures, languages, and traditions. But Egypt's identity never disappeared. Its temples remained standing. Its pyramids continued to rise from the desert. Its story survived in stone. Today, when we walk through the ruins of Luxor, stand before the Sphinx, or float along the Nile at sunset, we step into a world that once shaped human history. A world of innovation, spirituality, and breathtaking beauty. Ancient Egypt reminds us that even thousands of years ago, humans dreamed big. They built monuments meant to last forever, and in doing so, they created a legacy that continues to fascinate us. The mystery of how they built the pyramids, the elegance of their writing, the depth of their religious beliefs, and the power of their kings, all of it continues to inspire historians. explorers, and dreamers around the world. And even though many questions remain unanswered, one truth is clear. Ancient Egypt was one of the greatest civilizations ever to exist. Its legacy lives on in every story told, every carved stone discovered, and every traveler who stands in awe before its monuments. The sands may shift, the years may pass, but the spirit of ancient Egypt endures. A reminder of what humanity is capable of when we build not just for today, but for eternity.